Well, you may have seen solar panels on homes or businesses, but larger projects known as utility-scale solar farms are becoming more common now. 3 Radio Side's Courtney Ann Jackson shares how that's playing out in tonight's special report, Power Shift.
Most of us don't think about how power is generated when we flip on a light switch. Meanwhile, solar is a renewable energy source that's generating thousands of megawatts right here in Mississippi. But not everyone is happy about this growing source of energy. We met David Kazari off Raymond Bolton Road in Hinds County.
Just fell in love with the property. As we started coming through here, the rolling hills, the sounds of the birds, the animals.
Now he's worried that a large solar farm will change those things he enjoys most.
When the first hailstorm hits or the first tornado rips up those panels, there's going to be a price to pay. And I don't want to pay it.
Hinds County supervisors okayed Soul City Solar to build out their project back in 2024. That decision is currently on appeal to the Mississippi Supreme Court.
Everybody who's voted this in, they don't live here. They don't care. It's not next to their house. The people are screaming of Raymond and Bolton saying, hey, don't put this here. And the people that we've elected into there are saying, hey, we're still going to do it.
His primary concern is environmental.
Cadmium, lead, nickel, as well as other things, chemicals are going to leak out, and they don't just sit right there. They move on. It's going to roll downhill.
I say it's hogwash. That's just nothing but scare tactics.
Louis Miller is the Mississippi State Director of the Sierra Club. The organization is one environmental group that's signing off on the solar projects, including Soul City Solar.
We've got, a storied history in objecting to. One of our big projects was the Kemper plant, and which would have been dug up half of Kemper County over there. That's stuff to be worried about. Solar is not anything to be worried about.
We did some digging to see if any of the other large-scale solar projects nearby had any complaints with the Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality. Here's what we found for the Pearl River Solar Park in Scott County that sits on more than 1,500 acres. A 2024 complaint is focused on stormwater runoff and sediment buildup on adjacent properties, but there have been no complaints about toxic chemicals. Others who've testified and intervened before the Public Service Commission say it's just as much a concern in Hinds County about what it could do for property values.
Them coming here, they're barking up the wrong tree.
So we went to the company to figure out exactly what the project will look like.
Kind of in the center of the project.
Chris Hawk is with the parent company out of Charlottesville, Virginia, Apex Clean Energy. We spent more than an hour touring the property they've leased to get a better idea of what it will look like.
It's about 800 acres of cropland over here. Is just going to be left nearly the way it is.
Okay.
We'll just be removing this crop and replacing it with harvesting the sun as the crop.
Here's a map of the project. It is nearly 6,000 acres in total that have been leased, but solar panels won't be on all of that land.
No more than 3,964 acres of that land will be developed with solar panels.
That would still be the largest utility-scale solar farm in the state. The company has built in wildlife corridors into the plan, and smack dab in the middle of it is a floodplain that will be untouched.
It's not going to be one massive field with one large fence. There will be many broken up areas of solar panels.
These purple lines are what they call setbacks. Think of them as the buffer zones that will keep most residents from seeing the panels.
They need to change the location where they want to set this project.
We did ask about Kazari's environmental concerns.
There will be no impacts to groundwater or to existing wetlands or ponds or streams from the project.
We also searched for any evidence of other citations Apex may have received from other parts of the country, but weren't able to locate anything. The company also has a pending project in Lawrence and Jefferson Davis counties called Bluestown Solar. It turns out there are 23 utility-scale solar plants in the state already. What we've discovered is that some of the utility-scale projects are tied directly to large economic development projects. This one in Madison County, built by EDP Renewables North America, will provide power to Entergy Mississippi's transmission system. That power has been purchased by Amazon, which has invested billions for nearby data centers.
The whole state of Mississippi can't have solar panels on it. There are actually fewer locations than you would anticipate or expect being able to be developed with a solar project. You have to have proximity to that existing transmission infrastructure.
Hawk says the power they generate in Hinds County will be injected into this existing Entergy-owned switching station, but it's unclear on exactly who will be using that power. Apex does not yet have a power purchase agreement in place. Not everyone with a solar farm is allowed under state law to sell the power.
We are still the largest solar provided area of any school in Mississippi.
This is a smaller scale than the other solar projects. Still, this 2 acres saves the district.
It looks about $3,000 per month, so we're about $150,000 total now going on since 2022. This particular project feeds into 2 separate meters on our school, and this would be just like having a solar system mounted on a house. It really just feeds this school and cuts off, again, about 30% of the required electricity demand here at the location.
The Mississippi Public Service Commission lifted a year-long stay in April on programs offering incentives for solar power. Still, PSC Chairman Chris Brown told us in a recent conversation that he's more interested in the possibility of nuclear power than solar. His argument is that solar is not as reliable, but those projects will continue to have to go through the commission as they seek certificates of public necessity. Where they're finding the most pushback is from property owners concerned about solar farms as neighbors. And there will be more property owners faced with these questions because there are 6 solar farms, including that one in Hinds County, pending before the Mississippi Public Service Commission currently. Kazari says he thinks it's misleading to call them farms, but believes they should instead be called solar projects.